All right, so I guess welcome to my first actual episode of this of a series I'm gonna do, which I guess I'm just gonna call it Pop Draws, even though it's just gonna be a bunch of stuff. Anyways, so I'm Pop. I'm gonna be drawing, and I'm gonna be like I want this series. So obviously I like to draw, but I want this series to be talking mainly about like I have characters and all this stuff and stupid stories I write. So that's what I want to do is I just want to be able to I want to draw and like talk about the lore of whatever characters I'm drawing. And like that's what the episodes would consist of is one of my characters, I'll draw them, talk about them, and I'll also probably go into the process of how I draw because I don't want to be giving tips. I don't want to be like, oh, you shouldn't draw like if you're drawing you should do this for drawing a hand because that's not what I'm here for. I will be talking about my process and how I draw, but I'm not going to be giving tips because everybody draws different. You shouldn't really be following a guide. You should just learn yourself. But anyways, so I'm gonna try to get used to talking and drawing at the same time. But a lot of times when I'm drawing, I'll just go dead silent and draw. But for this first episode, I guess I will be drawing my persona, which is in the thumbnails and my profile picture and all this, which is Pop, which is me. So, uh, yeah, I don't really know how to get into this. It's like so weird. I don't even know how to draw her. Well, I know how to draw her. She's my fucking character. But I just mean like I just don't know what to draw her doing. But I'm see, I'm already kind of zoning out. So this is my persona, and I've had her like not every artist is gonna have a persona or whatever, like a way they draw themselves. That's pretty much what a persona is. It's just the embodiment of an artist, or like it doesn't even have to be an artist. It could just be a person. But this one's mine, and she's a little stupid looking, but I friggin' love her to death. I made her by complete accident. Sometimes like a lot of people have a persona, and because there is a difference too between like every single time I tell people I have a persona, they think I'm saying a fursona, and I have that too, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about my persona. And it can be whatever you want, really. It doesn't really have to look like you. And while my persona does embody me, of course she's not going to look like me because she's a drawing and she has this weird little snout thing. So, like, sorry, this is so sloppy, but honestly, I'm just having fun. Um, so I made her a few years ago. I've been like, I love her to death. I feel like she's such like a good representation of me, and that's what I also like about personas is because like they're representation of you, but they're not necessarily you. Like they can just be whatever you want, like I said before. Uh, and that's what I like so much about them is because I can put her in situations or scenarios that I wouldn't actually be in, and then be like, oh no, this is just my OC. Like she doesn't like a lot of the times she is just like a representation of me. God, I am just repeating myself. I am so sorry. But yeah, anyways, I've had her for a few years and I actually designed her by complete accident. Um I didn't have a persona for the longest time because I just didn't feel like I needed one because you don't really need one. It's just something fun to have. Uh but I designed her by accident. There's this thing. So Instagram has this thing where it's you put it on your story and you can let other people uh like share on their story and do whatever it is because it's like a trend. It's like oh, share this or 20 years of bad luck or like whatever. And in this scenario it was like draw yourself in a really bad way or something like that. So I did it, and I did this one drawing. Whoops, I just clicked my table. I'm sorry. I did this one drawing of this little of a really bad drawing of myself, and I really liked whatever the stupid design was I did for it. And if I remember to do this, I'll put the picture up of like the first drawing I ever did of Pop, I guess. And I loved it a lot. I thought it was so stupid and cute. So I was like, yeah, this will be like the base. I'll just like work off this because I tried making a persona in the past, and I had a few different sketches. Like I had like one character that just like looked like this for like how I drew myself, like that. Just like this is how I used to draw myself, and it was all right, but I didn't like it that much. And then I did have other drawings where like I drew myself in a really like not realistic way, but I did give myself like actual like definition and like a nose and shit. I tried drawing me, like IRL me, and I didn't like that because I've never had like a realistic art style. I feel like I'm not hating on people who do. It's just it's not my thing. I don't like drawing in like realism. So I like really cartoony stuff. So that's what I've like after I did that little design, I was like, "Oh my god, that's so cute. Like I want to like make a character." And I don't even remember the first design of like where I did like the snow and like the glasses and stuff. Like I don't remember when I actually put her design in like solid ground, like solid, like this is her official design because it's been like man, it has to be like 3 years now at this point, but like I've had her since and she's just super fun to draw. When I first drew her actually, um her original design, which you can probably like I've probably posted before on my Instagram, which I might tag my promote my Instagram in the description or at the end, but it's a bit cringe because I'm a cringe artist and I like drawing certain characters. So yeah, I might it depends whether or not. But when I first drew her, I'm just gonna do a quick little thing. Her hair wasn't poofy like this. It was like just one, two, three, like that. And like because I just liked how that looked. But as I drew her, I made it more poofy, and then I made it so like in the lore of this character because I give every character I make lore. When she's really relaxed or calm or something like that, her hair was gonna be poofy. But when she was stressed, her hair was gonna be kind of like rock solid, like that. But I never actually like did anything with it. I just draw her with really poofy hair now, and I might still do it. So when she's stressed, her hair gets like really like the that like instead of being really curly and shit. But for now, she's just gonna have really curly hair because that's how I like. Um, this is just a sketch, by the way. Whenever I do start drawing, it's always a sketch, which a lot of artists do, obviously. But I just want to have it so it's always like kind of messy looking, and then I'll clean it up, and then I'll do line art and all this stuff. But yeah, this is what my base persona looks like. Um, she's like, I don't know. I always loved her, and I don't even remember if in the first design I'll have to check. But every time I draw her, I give her these big block eyebrows, and they used to be. This is stupid. They used to be smooth, like that, but now I can draw them blocky because I think it just looks better, like stylistic wise. Um, so like 90% of her forehead gets covered by it, and I don't even have like big eyebrows in real life. It's just like I thought they looked cute, so I started giving her those. Whoops, drop my pen. So yeah, that's my persona, and yeah, I'm just gonna put her down here. I might line art her and actually color her, but yeah. Anyways, I want to also talk about the lore of her, because I have lore, but she so a lot of people might notice and in the thumbnails obviously, but like whenever I draw my I say a lot of people like fucking I'm gonna get any views on this shit, but every single time I draw her, I give her I don't open like her mouth isn't open. In every single drawing I do of her, her mouth is not open, which like there's a reason. It's both a stylistic choice, but because after doing it for so long and I thought it was just fun, I'm like I can make a story. I can do something cool with this. So like every when I used to draw her mouth, it was just like this, like connected to the bottom of her chin thing, I guess. But now whenever I draw her, it's just like that. But there's a reason why I don't open her mouth because when her mouth is open, I gotta change my pen out. Actually, no, I'll keep this one going. Whenever I do draw her, with her mouth open, which there's some drawings I've done, and if I can remember, I'll put them up on screen right now of her with her mouth open. It's there's this like black goop tentacle stuff, which I gave a whole big lore to, and I might do a different episode about this like this little creature, because technically it's another character, and I call it you, but it's spelled like UOO, like almost like goo, but it's you. I don't know, it's so stupid. And it's just like this black goop stuff that, like, after drawing it just for fun, I gave it like a bunch of story, and like, oh, this is why like this is why like every single time Pop opens her mouth it's there or whatever, because technically with my persona she's just a goofy persona, whatever, but actually she's, you can consider her an alien, I guess, but she's on her home planet. I spelled alien right, did I? I look so stupid. On her home planet they're also just called humans, and the humans all look this like that, like they all, her hands, like, it's a stupid character, but like her hands look like this, like just like small little pudgy hands, because I think they're cute. With like, they always have a heart palm in the middle, and I want to kind of do like an open species thing on it. I don't think anybody would actually draw it, but I think it would just be fun to do like like one of those species thing people do where people can make their own, because these quote unquote humans, which they're called humans on their homeworld, they all are built they're all short, they're all really short. Like, I think the canon height I went for my persona was 5'2", but they're all like decently, it's not that short, but they're all like decently short, and they all, their heads always have this weird snout thing on the side. It can be like this, or it can be a circle or whatever, because I've done like canon designs for her parents and friends and stuff like that, just as like an original character. But yeah, they all have those weird snout things, and the little, see, I'm debating, do I want to talk about him in this episode, like the goop thing? I might as well, because it's a part of Pop. So we have you, which is a parasite on the home planet of Pop's, and these parasites take over when you're around the ages of like 10 to 13, and they attach themselves. Now, this is why it always appears at a Pop's mouth, but they attach themselves on the inside of your mouth. So I'm just gonna do a quick drawing. Actually, fuck it. I'm just gonna do this. So like, this is the mouth of like Pop, I guess. Canonically, she has like fucking shit ton of fangs, but at the back of the mouth, they connect there. And they'll connect there, and technically they're like feeding off of thoughts, I guess. They're supposed to be a parasite, but they're supposed to get them removed, apparently. Well, I say apparently, but it's my own fucking story. They're supposed to get them removed, and Pop never got hers removed, so it just slowly grew, and it kept growing to the point where now that's 99% of Pop's body is this goop thing, and she can't get it removed because she will die. I just thought that was like a cool, like, it's not like it, that to me, I like that. It's a cool little story thing, and it actually can talk to Pop. I have like stupid voice things for it and all this, but it talks to Pop. And essentially, like, it doesn't really do anything. It's just like very, like, you shouldn't be, it'll just be like, hey, you shouldn't do that because you're gonna get yourself hurt. And the only reason why it like warns her about things, or like tells her she shouldn't like do something because it'll hurt her, is because without Pop, you, like, the goop will die as well. And so it's like a what's the word I'm looking for? It's not symbiotic, is it? Like where it's like they both work with each other. Essentially where Pop will die without you and you will die without Pop. So that's what it technically is. I don't know. It's just I like this. I like always liked that. It's what always liked it. The fuck. I like that story gimmick or whatever. I think it's interesting. It's like Venom. It's pretty much like Venom, but it doesn't have like. Oh wait, it does. I forgot. She actually. So you, the goop thing, can actually take over her body, and like it's a big form, but it's not like just Pop, but large and like muscly like Venom. It's like this big like goop form. I actually have some pictures of it. Man, I gotta start actually drawing. I'm just like fucking doodling. Pop doodles. Okay, so I'm just gonna do the quick drawing of it. I have done drawings of it in the past, but I haven't drawn it in ages, so this might be sloppy. But it just looks like it's Pop, but just like pitch black and like with white highlights and stuff. So we have that. And this. I'm just gonna do this for now. Okay. So it looks like this. And the only like I do have lore stuff for this too, but there's not really a point to go into it. Where it pretty much like gets really huge. Like it's like fucking canon for whatever stupid universe I have this my persona in. It gets like 12 feet tall, I want to say, but it might change. Like all the shit was just for fun. I didn't want to actually do shit with this. It's just like it's like, oh, like this would be fun to do for my persona. But yeah, so it just essentially looks like this. And I do have some like cooler drawings of it that I will probably put on screen if I remember again. But yeah, so I'm gonna actually like do a drawing and like color it because I'm like just fucking doing nothing at all. So yeah, it's my persona. I love her to death. I've had her for a few years and I can't see me ever changing her. I do have like a lot of personas to say, but they're not personas in the sense of like this is what like this is like oh this is me. They are, but they're like in TV shows, so they're just self-inserts because I do a lot of self-inserts for like things I like. Maybe I'll do like episodes about them because I do have lore, but I don't want to talk about like I don't know if I want to talk about like the lore I have for a different TV show because a lot of it I'm a really cringy person. A lot of it is like interacting with characters and stuff, and I think like because that's just fun for me. It's just like a fun thing to do. It's like a comfort thing, I guess, but it just all depends on like whether or not I want to do episodes about it. I don't know what I want to draw. I just spent like the last like hour drawing the thumbnail for this hour. I don't even know how long it took. I'm gonna bring this drawing back up and work on this one actually. I'm just gonna do this, but yeah, maybe I'll like. I'm also debating because I might do another episode where I talk more. Sorry, I thought I heard something. Talk more about my persona. Again, this is all sloppy. I don't have anything written down. I'm just like winging this all. But it's just like I have so much to talk about with her, I feel, and I feel like I'm just barely like scratching the surface. She looks so upset. I'm just scratching the surface with her. But maybe I'll do another episode where I talk about her. I have like so many characters that I just want to talk and yap about. I don't even really know how long I want to keep this, like how long I want to keep these episodes for. I'll probably shrink them down with some editing. But I do want to like make this a full-fledged series, like Pop draws original characters, and then like I'll do like I don't know, maybe I'll do Pop draws thumbnails, and I'll like show my speed draws for like my thumbnails that I do, and just talk about them or like just yap over them or whatever. So these are usually what my sketches look like. Basic stuff, just whatever. I use these like these pencils here on the like are the ones I use, and for sketches I use Pencil Mod 2. which looks like this, which I feel like is a very nice pencil for doing sketches, just in my opinion. Nobody has to actually like do like use this shit. But this what is this one? Pencil number 2 is the one I use for line art. Like for every drawing I've done, almost, I use this one just because I think it looks nice and it does like a like the little like hard lines, like whatever. They look nice to me. I don't know why, they just do. So let's do this. Also, I'm not a professional artist. If that wasn't obvious, I draw for fun, and like I would like to be a professional artist at some point. Like I would like to open commissions maybe and like just draw, but I don't know. I'd have to see because it's just like everybody ranks their drawings all differently. Obviously, like a lot of artists will have a very specific like feeling, not feeling, but like standards for their drawing, and me personally, I feel like my art isn't to the point where I should be doing commissions for people just because I'm so scared I'm gonna like mess it up, and like I know that's not really like if people want commission, they can commission me. Not yet. I'm not doing commissions, but like if it's the person's choice is what I'm saying, right? It's not like I'm reaching out to people like, hey, do you want to commission me? It's like they'll reach out to me, meaning like they think my art is worthy enough to be like to pay for, which that's a scary thought. I've had people ask me before like, hey, if you ever do commissions, like can you let me know and I'll pay you. And I'm like, okay. And I just like have never texted them back because I'm so scared of messing up. I just don't want to like, I don't know. I'd like to do commissions because I think it'd be fun just to draw, and like getting money out of it would also be a big up. But I just, I don't know. I just have to wait. I want to like practice a bit more because if you haven't noticed, like with some of my drawing on my Instagram and with my thumbnails and stuff as well, I don't do backgrounds because I don't really know how yet, which I want to practice in my own time. But I have like no idea. Okay, I'm forgetting my own character lore. No, she has 3 lines in her mouth, right? Sorry, I just like blanked. I couldn't remember how many teeth she had. Sometimes I do 2, sometimes I do 3 lines. Oh, son of a bitch. But yeah. So I'd like to do commissions at some point, but I have no idea like when I would. Um, I would announce it or whatever, and like uh put it on my, like I keep talking about my Instagram. I'll probably link my Instagram in the description for anybody interested, and I might promote this on my Instagram. So if you're from my Instagram, hello. I'm so sorry. This is such like lazy work, I guess, but I'm just having fun. So yeah. I'd like to do commissions is what I'm trying to say, but I don't know when I will. Yeah. When I also with my persona, I draw her eyes different almost every single time. Um, Sometimes I'll like leave them white in the middle, but sometimes I'll like color them in, and there's nothing really determining that. It's just like sometimes I feel like coloring them in, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll just like do like leave them black, but I'll put like little white shine in them. That one looks weird. There we go. There we go. So yeah. I don't even know what else to say now. I feel like I just have a good time yapping, but I'm so scared of just repeating myself over and over again. I've probably done that like 15 times in this video, and I'm so sorry about that. But it's like it's a bad habit I just need to break at some point. I always also that's another thing. I always draw my persona in a varsity jacket, but there's a reason why. It wasn't. I actually own a varsity jacket, but it's not like an official one. It's just like a stupid one I got offline. I always just thought varsity jackets were really cool and just like cute looking, but I actually got it because there was one time I was going as for Halloween. I want to go as this is so stupid. For Halloween, I want to go as Swagger Souls. This is like a few years ago. I was like maybe 14, I think, and I was like really into watching like Swagger Souls and Fitz and that whole group. So I really want to go as Swagger Souls. So I ordered the helmet and I ordered. Why is that? Is that not black? Oh, it doesn't matter. I can change that after. I went to a Swagger Souls, so I ordered the helmet and I ordered the the dark blue varsity jacket, and only the varsity jacket came in, and I didn't get my helmet, and I was really genuinely bummed about it. But I had the jacket, and I was happy with the jacket. So ever since, not really ever since then, but for a long time. Actually, no, ever since. Oh, I just remembered how I used to draw myself again. I had so many different ways. There was a. So, when I got the varsity jacket, I obviously just had the varsity jacket. I didn't have the sweater. But, I drew myself. I had a Plague Doctor mask. And I used to draw myself with the Plague Doctor mask. This is not what it looked like, but I used to draw myself with the Plague Doctor mask and the varsity jacket. And then my hair, I remember having hair, like drawing my persona with hair. Damn, that was like ages ago. I had one drawing of that. Man, I sucked. My drawing back then was so bad. I used to draw on, I think that drawing was on MS Paint. Fuck, I think so. I might be wrong about that. I gotta check. But, yeah. Sorry. So, every single time I draw my persona, I feel like I get her hair wrong. I feel like it never looks good. Like, and then afterwards, after I color it, it looks fine. But in the time being, it just looks really shitty. That I'll have to do. I'll probably edit out a lot of the times I'm going quiet. I don't want to keep these too long. I'd like to keep them short, but I don't know how, like, I don't know, because I'm talking a lot. Like, obviously, I'm just constantly talking, and I guess I could edit out, like, whatever stupid stories I'm yapping about, but, it all just depends or whatever. Whatever you're hearing, obviously, you guys know, what I decide to do, but, let's see, okay. So, I guess this should talk a little bit about how I draw, which obviously is not the cleanest. I don't really, like, again, I've never, like, want to put, some drawings I have put a lot of effort in, but some I haven't. I've just done it, like, off the whim. But some drawings I will put genuine effort in, but, like, this one, obviously, it's a little half-assed. Whoops, that was a mistake. Every single time I draw her eyebrows, also, I put them on a different layer. Also, yeah, if you haven't noticed, usually when I draw, I do like 3 sketches, but for this, I'm just going to keep them to just 1, because it's not like I'm putting a lot of effort into this, but, I just do all the line art on 1 layer, and then when I do eyebrows, I put them on a different layer. I don't know why, it's just like a preference. Whoops, because I usually move them around, just depends, and I didn't want to, like, overlap it with other line art, so this is just how I do her eyebrows, by the way. I just don't even, like, that's way too big. Nope, that's the wrong button. There we go. That's a bit better. Let's do that. Does that look okay? That's okay. Sometimes I'll, like, do this and trim them down, but, like, I don't like the smooth line on the edge there. And, like, just tracing over it again is okay, but I still think it looks a little bit bad, but it's fine. And usually with her eyebrows, I do copy and paste them, so that way they're the same size, or, like, the same, like, shape, pretty much. But, like, that's another little, like, artist thing people will do. Like, some people think, like, every single line is drawn, and it usually is, yes, but a lot of times with certain artists, like, we'll copy and paste stuff. That's obvious, right? Like, nobody really, it's not that big of a deal anyways. Like, if you're hating on an artist for copy and pasting, then it's like, okay, well, that's that artist's way of doing it. Who cares? Gets to the point, though, if you're copying and pasting too much, it might be, well, you're still drawing it. Who cares? It's your own drawing. Draw how you want. But, yeah. So, am I forgetting anything? No. Man, this line art looks shitty. Anyways, So I'm gonna get to coloring. Coloring, I used to hate coloring actually. Coloring used to be my least favorite thing when it comes to drawing because I didn't know how to color correctly. But like, I don't know any better now. But like, I'm better at it now, I guess. I try to keep everything really like colorful and pastel looking. But like obviously with how I'm coloring now, which I think a lot of artists do this, but I'm not sure. It's I'll color the whole drawing one solid color. Like if depending on the characters, I don't do a lot of drawings where it's multiple characters in one scene, but or like in one drawing. But when I do, it's like whenever I do color them in, it usually I block them out in one whole color. And there's a reason for this. Some like people who do draw will know what I'm talking about. I don't know like how many artists do it because I don't watch a lot of speed draws. I used to when I was a kid, but like that was before I got into drawing, so I don't know. But I block out the whole drawing, and then I color it in with the I think it's called clipping. Is that what it's called? Yeah. So that's how I usually do it. So I have this. I usually just check to make sure there's no like those like the little corners and stuff don't usually get filled in with the fill tool. Okay. There's Pop. And then usually what I do is I just clip there. And then I gotta like probably censor this out. I usually get an old drawing. I what's the word I'm looking for? Like eyedropper? Is that what it's called? I eyedrop like for colors a lot just because it's easiest. I don't have like Pop's color palette like it's done, but I don't do it like I don't have it off the top of my head. I know like the basic colors, but I like getting the colors right every time so that way it's like I don't know. I don't want to say iconic, but it's just so that way it's like set. But a lot of times when I'm coloring, I'll do like I'll just base it out like for her base colors, like not the shading or the little details. I eyedrop or whatever, but for everything else, I like wing it. Whatever little details I do, I wing it. Why didn't that? Okay. So there we go. So I'm gonna do this. I don't even know what else to say. I'm just like zoning out now. Like this is gonna be the problem, but it'll get me used to like talking and drawing at the same time. Okay. And like this like the in the like first video I did, it was a speed draw with this drawing here actually. But what? Oh, I'm on the layer with this drawing. It's that speed draw, but that's an old drawing, and I still it's an old drawing, but I think it looks good still. I think like the colors still look really good and all this. Okay. Whoops, that's the wrong tool. But at some point I want to go and redo that drawing just because like some of it is a little like I don't know. Like I used to always draw with this red, like this dark red instead of black because I just thought it looked better. Like I used to do line art in like a dark red instead of like a black, but I changed it to just doing it all in black because usually with my line art, it depends because I'll do a lot of I don't know what it's called actually. I'm not big on artist terms, but like I'll change the color of the lines like when I'm about done. I'm seeing a lot of white spots. Whoops. But yeah, I might have to. I know I'm like going quiet a lot because I'm getting really zoned out into drawing, but I'll have to just edit that out. I'm not like saying anything too interesting. I'm just like yapping. But whenever I do draw, which hasn't been much recently, so I'm a little bit like sloppy at it. With the thumbnails, I'm like, well, with this episode's thumbnail, I'm really proud of that one to an extent. Obviously, I can do better, but I like that one just because I think it's like cute and I think it's well drawn. I think all the little details and stuff I did, like little details. I just mean like the shading, lighting, all that crap looks good. But I'm still like sloppy. Some of my drawings I've done before look way better. But I don't know. It's just like I haven't been able to draw. So I'm in college right now, and I'm hating it a lot. It just sucks so bad. And at some point, I want to try it and go back home and just work on my own thing. Um, but it all depends. So I just gotta see what happens really. Is that okay? How's that look? I can change this. But I like just I don't know. It bums me out. So I'm in college right now for digital animation, and it's pretty fun. I don't know a whole lot about animation, but like I know a little bit. I know some terms, but I'm not like 100% skilled on the topics. But I would like to learn more. But the thing is that my college, while they are teaching it, it just I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like it doesn't feel right. It just I don't know. I can't even describe it. It's fun, but it's like it just feels so lackluster and it's just killing my drive to draw altogether, which just upsets me greatly. I'd rather like I've never took any drawing classes or anything. I've just drawn on my own. So I'd like to learn animation on my own, and I know it'll take me a long time, but I feel like a lot of people that's how they learn is just on their own time and practice. And I've practiced to draw for like since like 2017 is when I started drawing is like when I wanted to like get good. But like I don't know. It's just it's something I love so much, and that school is just like I'm not hating on the school. Like the school is fine. It's a fine school. People like all my classmates are enjoying the classes and stuff. But it's just personally, it's like I'd rather do my own thing, which is actually why I started this YouTube channel. I want to do my own thing and talk about my own like my art stuff and all this. And I'm not expecting for this to like take off or anything. I just would like to like have fun, and like it would give me a reason to start drawing again is to post about it and talk about it and all this. But I guess that all really depends depending on like how I'm feeling, because maybe this is just for the time being, maybe this is just a phase. Maybe I'll get really tired of this halfway, like within like the next few like drawing episodes I do, and not continue. But anyways, there's the base colors done. I did do the little shines in the glasses, which I didn't really like. Usually I don't do those like that quick. I have a weird order with how I draw, but like just sometimes I might change it up. That looks bad. Let's put this down here. There we go. Okay. So that's another thing I want to mention. So like this is the base colors, I guess. But when like obviously when I zoom in, you can still see like white here and white here. I hope that's getting picked up. I don't know if I said I'm screen recording off my tablet, and like so it's all separate kind of, but like I don't know if any like how much of this is actually being picked up. I don't know how much detail is being picked up. So I'm hoping that's seen. But there's like little white specks here. And a lot of the times like it's like really annoying to do, but obviously I can go through and like color it over. But sometimes what I do is I take my line art layer and I copy and paste it. Because with this pen I use, it's like, let me do this real quick. Like there's one stroke, like what I usually do, but when I copy and paste it, let's put this on a new layer, show it better. Okay, so like let's say like that's a line, so let's copy and paste it. I don't know if you guys seen that, but like let's move this over. So just like if I just circle this. No, I'm not gonna circle it. Okay, so like I don't know how obviously that difference is, but can you see it like it get thicker and darker around the edges? That's what I usually whoops, did not mean to merge that. That's what I usually do with this. So now if I zoom in, all those white dots that were there like here are now not very visible. So like let's circle this. Make sure that's in frame. Zoom out. Now if I do that, you guys can see, can you, I don't know, can you guys see those little white dots there? Like, obviously where I have to color, but with that, like, the second layer that I put on top, it kind of makes it disappear. That's usually what I do, and I feel like it makes my line art pop out a lot more. That's what I always do. I don't know if I ever did it on this drawing, like on when I used to draw, but I might have. That was so long. It wasn't that long ago. It was probably like last year in June. I think I did that drawing, but um, yeah. I just my art style changes a lot. I feel like yeah, I am. It's just like everybody draws differently. Um, Again, I'm not like a good artist. I just like to draw. Okay, what do I want to do? I want to shade and color it a bit. So I color pick, but a lot of times I'll just like do my own coloring, especially for like details, like the stupid Animal Crossing cheek blush like this or whatever. But it always depends. Like whatever, like my art style changes a lot, I feel. Well, it stays relatively the same, but depending on like my mood, I feel like it's always different. So I guess it all depends. But whoa, that's a dark color. Okay, let's change that. Also, that's another thing. Again, I'm not gonna like give tips on how to draw. I just want to like talk about how I personally do it. So don't take like if anybody's like listening to this being like, "Oh, this is how I learn to draw." Don't do that, because you have to learn yourself. It's all stuff you learn yourself. You can get tips. You can get tips. You can get like, "Oh, you should do this instead of this," but it's really just like your own thing. So when I'm shading, like one thing people say is like don't ever shade with black, which is kind of a good tip. I feel like shading with black, like if I shade this or whatever, and then just like go on the opacity and turn it down, it doesn't look that bad, but I feel like in my opinion, it just looks a little bland. So when I'm shading, I just color pick the color and usually just go over a little bit on the color wheel and then go a little bit darker, and like there's my shade color. So like if I'm shading this blue, like you can go either way, but obviously going this way, I'm gonna get a lighter color. So I'll color pick this blue, go a bit down for a darker color, and then like go more towards the middle a little bit, and there's my shade color. So now I'm just gonna shade these parts here. Cause I don't know, I just feel like it looks better. It's not like black, and it's like almost a different, like it's not a different color, but I just feel like it just looks like better. Now a lot of people will shade differently. Like maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like some people have like will go here and then go to the opposite end of the color wheel and shade with it, which maybe I'm wrong. I might be remembering that wrong. Just like I feel like some people when they like their art looks amazing, but the way they shade, it's like it still looks amazing, but when I try to do it, it's like what the fuck did I do? It just looks bad. So that's another thing is like you got to learn yourself. You got to do it all yourself. You shouldn't like try and equivalate it. Is that even a fucking word? You shouldn't try to make it the equivalent to someone else's work or like judge your work off of someone else. Now, doing it in the sense of like being like, okay, that's not a good color. Doing it in the sense of oh, this artist did this, I want to try that. That's okay, right? It's like, don't like, I don't know. Like artists obviously can't copyright a style. Well, okay, I don't know how to word. Again, I'm not like professional at this. Like if I draw my character with this kind of mouth, obviously that isn't my like original thought. People have done that before. I've always said my persona looks like a mix between Sans and Rayman. Like that wasn't the original inspiration, but that's what it looks like, and like I'm fine with that because whatever. But if you want to like practice and like if you see an artist that you like and they're doing something and you want to practice something similar, I feel like that's fine in my opinion. I feel like looking up and like having inspiration is a really really good part of like being an artist. It really helps you grow, and you can like it's like it's like you really want to, I don't know, you really want to like be better and like be I don't know, I'm just yapping. I can't explain it. Um yeah, okay. I don't know, I'm just yapping. I can't explain like whatever the fuck I'm talking about. But um learning how to draw is your own way of doing it. It's you gotta do it yourself. You can't really like base it off of someone else's drawing or whatever. You just gotta like learn for yourself. That's like a lot of people have always asked me like, oh, like, how do you draw? I want to learn how to draw. And it's like, I mean, I can like help you a bit, like on how to like, I don't know, like doing sketches or whatever. Like, whoops, like when I was like I used to draw like, oh man, I can't even do it anymore. I used to draw like that, like feathering, I guess is what it's called, and like that's good, or whatever. But like, obviously for like smooth line art, you're gonna want like just to do it or whatever. Uh, Feathering is good, I find, for sketches, but in my opinion, it's not good for straight lines because like you can, but like doing that, like you can see like there's like little mess ups there, like maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm just getting it wrong, but like this is like that's thicker or whatever versus like if I just did that, right? It's like obviously quite different. Um, but again, don't listen to like a I'm not like a fucking great artist. I'm just it's just like little shit I've learned like through my own experiences. Um, yeah, I feel like I don't know. Like that's like one thing as well is like I like talking about art stuff, and I have friends who like ask me like, oh, how would you do this or how would you draw this, and I can give my opinion on it, but I've never liked it when people ask me how do I draw. It just like I don't know how to answer that because I know how to draw in my style. Everybody has their own style, and like it's very rare for people to be able to like draw in the same exact way. So when someone asks me how do I draw or like where did I learn to draw, it's like I practice myself, but I know how to draw in my style. So if I teach you how to draw, I'm teaching you how to draw in my style, which doesn't really work. It has to be your own thing to do. Um that's pretty good. I think that looks all right. Yeah. There's like some things I've learned and taken from other art styles. Um like not in every drawing I do, but in a lot of drawings, I'll do like these little details like that. And I actually like started doing this because the game oh, I should play Monster Prom. Sorry, the game Monster Prom, the character designs I think look amazing. I think they're all so well done and so beautiful looking. And on the designs, you'll notice maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's Monster Prom. They'll have little like lighter colors on whatever colors that are like just like they'll look like this essentially. Like they'll have this on the characters in random places, and I think that looks really cute. And I feel like it just adds like little details to your drawings that look just very nice. So I started doing that, and now it's just like I can't draw without doing that. But like this is half-assed. I can do more with this, I guess, but for the time being, I'll just leave it as that. Let's get rid of that. Now I'm gonna do the lines. So I was talking about this earlier. What I was talking about with this is the lines. So obviously all the line art is in black, but what I usually do is I like to color. So okay, wait. So whenever I do this or whatever, obviously like I'm doing the clipping and I'm coloring inside the lines, or like coloring the lines themselves just to make them pop. But what I do for this is the outside lines. Now I used to not always do this, but I just started doing this recently. The outside lines I keep black. I always keep these black. Usually I'll keep some of the inside lines black, but most of the time I color them. So for this line being the arm, I'll pick the color of the jacket, go for a darker version of that color, and color this in. Now, that's not a good color to use. I usually go very dark for some of these, so like this, where it's a dark blue, where it looks almost black, but there's a slight difference between this and the black color. And and sometimes I'll like ease it out, but I do that. I don't know why. It's a barely noticeable difference, but to me, I just think it looks way better. Now sometimes it's usually I do it if it's touching color on both sides, like the same color on both sides. Like obviously this is all surrounded by blue, but like obviously for the jacket white up here, it's white. Sometimes, now very rarely, I'll actually make this a different color or I'll just leave it black. But majority of the time I still make it the blue of the jacket just because I still think it looks better than any other color that I've picked. But that's just like a personal thing. And like with this shirt, my character shirt is always a pitch black, which I feel like with certain character designs, you shouldn't do pitch black, especially if the line art is black because it will be hard to see. But sometimes with the lining, because sometimes I'll put like a line like on her chest to like for like the breasts and stuff like that. But usually I'll just do like an outline for a light gray just to show the definition. Now usually I don't do the I don't actually color the collar because it's two separate, like it's peach on one side and black on the other, so I don't really need to make a line a different color because like you can already see where it divides. But I just do it anyways just for fun. Was that little line always there? But I'll just leave it like that for now because that's what I want to do. Let's just color that. There we go. Okay. So, let's go back. One of my favorite things to color, though, is the hair for the lines. I don't know why, I just always liked it. So I usually go for a darker red, like how I usually do the shading, and I color the line in. But I always make sure, me personally, I always make sure it's dark enough that you can actually see it. Instead of like how I did that first time. I feel like it just makes it look a lot better. And I'll do it for these too. I usually do it for these. Like little hair swoops. There we go. Let's color that. And I do these like little, like barely noticeable corners, as well. Okay. So let's merge that. Let's do it again. What else do I need to do? I need to do the neck. I like doing the neck, like I do it for almost everything. That needs to be darker. There we go. How's that look? Let's go a little bit darker. There we go. So yeah, and I also do it for the teeth. Like I don't think I've been doing it on the line art. Oh, not the line art, the thumbnails. But I do color in like Pop's teeth lines, and usually I'll go for a blue color and go like gray blue, and then do it. That's a little bit too bright. I'm gonna make it darker. There we go. I just like how it looks, in my opinion. It just looks like clean. Yeah. And usually with shading, because sometimes I'll shade her mouth, but sometimes I don't. But I'll do like a darker color and only do half the lines that darker color to like for shading, and then for the teeth. Oh, whoops. Oh, whoops. And then I'll do this, and then I'll select the color of the white color. And I usually, with white, I usually do shade with blue. I don't know why, unless like the background is like a pink or something. But usually I won't even bother, and I'll just shade with like a darker, that's a bit too dark. With shading white, I try to keep it kind of bright, depending on like how everything else is shaded. I'm gonna make that a bit brighter. That's a bit better. Okay. What else do I gotta do? I gotta do the eyes. With the eyes, it always depends. Sometimes I'll give her like dark bags under like this under the eyes, and sometimes I don't. But recently I've been doing it because I just think it looks cute, or like looks a little bit better. And then I'll take a really darker purple, and I'll make these lines underneath of it dark. Okay, that's a bit better. I think I'm about done with this drawing. There are some obviously like things I can do with it, but I didn't want to keep this like video too long. Oh wow, I'm actually getting close to the hour mark. I'll have to cut this down a bit. But yeah, So I guess that's how I draw my persona. I'm not gonna, usually when I'm doing these drawings, I don't merge my layers. I don't merge my line art layer. I usually keep, what is this layer? Oh, it just must be a blank layer. I don't merge my layers just because, just in case I need to make a change. And whenever I back out the drawing, I use IBIS Paint, by the way. I know, like, it's like IBS or something. I don't know. There's like a name to call it. I always called it IBIS Paint X or whatever. But I don't ever merge my layers just because I'm a bit nervous too. Now, usually after I'm done a drawing, I'll choose I'll do just like a solid color background just for like the heck of it. Let's go for like that color. And usually I actually just color it in manually. I'll select the color and just do this just because I think it's easier. But I won't do that here. And then usually when I'm done drawing, I'll select opacity, expand it, have it on 17, and then go to a bottommost layer and then color it in. Just so it has like a little white outline. And yeah, I think that's everything. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I didn't draw like obviously this is just a small, ooh, I can see some mistakes I've done. This is just like a small half-assed little like drawing I did, like not a lot of effort put into it, but because I just want to keep this, I want to keep this relatively short. I want to keep doing episodes about this. Like this first episode was just mainly about my persona, but I'd like to do more episodes about this. I think it's fun, and like just drawing in general is like obvious. I said this multiple times. Drawing in general is just a hobby, and I like to do it more. I kind of like I'll probably come back and do this again with my persona and draw like full body and go more into it, because I did talk about a little bit about her story in the beginning, but like obviously not a lot. But yeah, so I guess that was the first episode. I don't really know how to end this. I feel like I'm just like leaving it, like I feel like I was halfway through a sentence and all of a sudden I just cut myself off. But like I can draw better than this. I know I could. It's just I'm getting into the groove of things. I'm still hoping to post a lot more. Like honestly, just doing this is so fun. Like having this own little project is just like one of the funnest things ever. But yeah, I'd like to keep doing this. So I guess that was the first episode of I don't know, Pop Draws. I don't even know what to, I'm just gonna call it Pop Draws, and then every episode will be about something different, I guess. But yeah. Anyways, I guess I'm gonna end this. I don't know, I still feel like I'm like leaving something out, but I suppose that's what a part 2 is gonna be for if I ever do a part 2 for Pop. But yeah. Oh, I should write her name actually next to her. That's what I'll do. Let's pick a darker color. My writing is not that good. There we go. Wait. There we go. Okay. So, I guess that's the end. If like anybody watched this up until the end, I guess, thank you for watching. I'm hoping to post more. I'm gonna try to post a day or maybe 2 depending on how the day goes, because I don't have a lot to do with my days. But yeah, so that was the first episode. Hope you enjoyed. I don't know, I don't want to say leave a like and a comment and subscribe, but yeah, anyways, hope you guys have a good day. And I guess I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.